Over the past 4 years, the Warriors have won 3 rings, and this season it seems that they're headed for a 4th. And critics have pointed out that it seems to have disrupted the balance of the NBA. We've never seen this before, claims Rob Parker. But NBA Commissioner Adam Silver believes this is not a bad thing.
I don't necessarily think it's per se bad that the Warriors are so dominant. As I've said before, we're not trying to create some sort of forced parity. What we really focus on is parity of opportunity. Under the current system right now, we want teams to compete like crazy. So I think the Warriors, within the framework of this deal, should be doing everything they can to increase their dominance. That's what you want to see in a league. You want teams to compete in every way they can within the rules, and if it makes sense to make some adjustments in the rules next time, we'll look at that.
By the way, that's what doesn't work in politics. It's called socialism. It's forced parity. Some people just, I've been in radio 30 years. A lot of people just work harder and they care more.
I gotta tell you, Colin, it's just such loser talk. Ugh, they're so much better than us. It's not fair. Guess what? They didn't cheat their way into this. This took a lot of time, a lot of brain work, a lot of late hours in meetings and moving money around and figuring out the salary cap and studying players, all of which every other team in the NBA has the opportunity in 24 hours in a day to do. Guess what? They didn't pick Steph Curry #1 overall, or Klay Thompson, or Draymond Green. You think they're winning any of those championships without those guys? No, they're not. And they didn't win the first year with them either. And guess what? KD took less money to go there. It makes me crazy.
No,
why are you so upset? Here's what you should be upset about. Find your local GM, your team, whoever it is that you care about. Contact your GM, your owner, the coach of that team, and ask them why they're not as good at the Warriors at figuring out how to put together a dominant team.
Roger Federer is better than you. He has worked harder than you. Serena is better than you. Ronaldo's better than you. It's like when governments want to become socialism. Are you kidding me? So I'm punished, you're punished because we get here earlier and work later. It's like Adam Silver said, forced parity. It doesn't work in government. It doesn't work in sports. Everybody in sports is trying to create parity. In college sports, we don't have it. In pro sports, we don't have it anywhere. 10% of this world is smarter than 90% or works harder. Well, your parents were this, your parents were that. It's not about that. Warren Buffett's parents weren't rich. Bill Gates' parents weren't rich. Paul Allen's parents weren't rich. Yeah, the bottom line is Serena's parents weren't rich. Roger Federer's parents weren't rich. Andre Agassi's parents weren't rich. Tom Brady's parents weren't rich.
Guess what? Kevin Durant's parents weren't rich. LeBron's parents weren't rich. You know how many guys there are on Earth? Not a whole lot, but there are other guys who are the same size as LeBron James. Some of whom can't even play basketball. You know why they're not LeBron James? Because he focuses his entire life on basketball. Because he takes millions of his own dollars in the offseason to have year-round therapists and nutritionists. Like, he puts in the effort. This is not an accident. All of this is not an accident. We didn't just wake up one day and say, hey, I think we'll just go work at Fox.
By the way, the Manning family, one of their kids didn't play football. One's not as good as Peyton. Peyton's better than his dad. Peyton's more obsessed.
I know I sound like a crazy old lady right now, but this Warriors thing is just wearing me down. Like, everyone else has the same opportunity to be as good as them, and they're not. They had to put together the framework to even be able to sign KD.
Dominance is unavoidable in net worth, in sports, in politics, in military, in academics. There's a reason the Ivy League's better. They attract smarter professors and smarter kids. It's not an even field in academics. It's not an even field in governments. It's not an even field in sports, in countries. Some countries have geographical, agricultural advantages, weather advantages. It's hard to grow a lot of things in Siberia. It's easy to grow things in California. That's why we have so many farms, wine, nuts, berries, fruit.